Hello, it's Scott Manley here. I am on Waikiki Beach in Hawaii, still on holiday. No, please don't turn off. Now, I want to talk about this guy behind me. He is Duke Kahanamoku, and he is the guy that introduced surfing to the world. He was an athlete in the early 1900s. In 1911, he was swimming in Pearl Harbor Bay. They timed him. He managed the 100 yards 4.5 seconds faster than the then world record. The world record people refused to accept this initially because they thought that perhaps the local timekeepers hadn't been using the best equipment. Perhaps there were currents in the bay, but it soon emerged that he was in fact the best swimmer in the world. In 1912, he won 2 gold medals at the Olympics. In 1920, he continued to win medals. In 1924, he won bronze medals. He was called the human fish by various newspapers at the time. But between all this, he would travel the world and perform exhibition swims. He'd just show off his skills, his talents, or whatever. And he also would bring surfing with him. And famously, I think, in Australia, at a place called Freshwater Bay, which is just close by Manly Bay, I'm told, he carved his own surfboard, a 16-foot pine surfboard from local materials, and demonstrated surfing, brought surfing to Australia, which is quite a big thing down there, as I understand it. So he was quite important. So interestingly enough, his name, Duke, that was actually his name. It wasn't a title. Although there was a monarchy and an aristocracy in Hawaii, that was not how he got his name. It was actually his dad's name, and as the eldest son, he got the name from it. And his dad got that name because he was born when Prince Alfred, I think, or Prince Albert, I can't remember which one, was visiting. And he was the Duke of Edinburgh, so they called him Duke. He might also be called the Big Kahuna by some surfers because, of course, he was the best surfer on the beach. But I think he would be far too humble to accept that because, Kahuna has a certain mystical flavour to it. So yeah, he was a pretty awesome individual, and you can see that in Hawaii, the locals and various people paying tribute have hung flowers over his arms. Those are leis. It is a manly thing to have flowers draped across you. And yeah, Waikiki Beach in the background. People have been surfing practically non-stop since I got here. I was up at 2 a.m. to film to take pictures of the lunar eclipse, and there were still people out there with glow sticks riding the surf in the middle of the night. Yeah, it is an interesting, fascinating place, very expensive place, sadly. But I'll be headed back to California tomorrow, and I hope to be having some more videos. Until then, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe. In 1911, they timed him swimming the 100 yards in Pearl Harbor, and he beat the world record by about 4.5 seconds. It was so fast that the record keepers of the time thought that he must have been messing around.